Hi all, so welcome to this channel, and in this video session I'll discuss this IBM provided API QSQG and DDL API to convert DDS to DDL. So we can convert the tables PF to the tables, and we can convert the view that are LFs, that are non-keyed LFs, to the view, keyed LFs to the index. So basically we can convert the whole DDS files to the DDL supported files, or you can say the PF to the table, view to the LF to the view, or indexes in IBM IS1D. So in this video session, basically I'll give you the demo how we will be using this API in our RPG program to convert the objects, or you can say generating the DDL source for any object, whether it's in DDS object or in DDL object. So let's start with the demo. So I've written this program. So before starting all these things, let me tell you the basic information of this API. So this is an QSQG and DDL API. This is the prototype of this API. So we can have 4 input things to this API, 3 input things and 1 output as an input parameter to this API. So basically this is going to call this program QSQG and DDL. Let me have the work object. So you can see this API, this object is of program type and it's present in QSys library. Let me do the DSP PGM on this. So you will be seeing the modules binded to this, and these are the service programs which are bind to this. So we are basically calling this program which generates the DDL source for any object. That's a file object basically. Here we have an input template first thing. So that template is in DS. So I'll be showing you that DS which serves as an input to this API, and then we need to provide the length of that input template, that is the length whatever the DS length is, then the format name which we are going to use for that input template. So we have only one format name, SQL R0100. So we are going to use that only. So you can see I have taken a variable here to pass the input template format name, that is SQL R0100, that's of length 8, and the length of the input template, I took another variable, standalone variable, and I passed the size of the data structure SQL R0100. This is the format name as well, so I took the same name as in DS. In my program you can have the any other name as well, like input template or anything else what you want. This is the error code DS, so whatever the error returns will be in this DS. So basically we have 1 and 2 DS. This is the length of this input DS, and this is the format name, and this is the last return DS. So let me show you each thing. So the last return DS is the error code parameter format. So this was the DS which provides the bytes provided, bytes available, exception ID, reserved world, which is going to be initialized with the hexadecimal zeros at 0, and this is the exception data which we will be retrieving if in case any error. So this is the error DS, which is going to be the fourth input, or you can say an output parameter to this API. This going to serve the third parameter, and this going to serve the second parameter of this API, that is the length of the DS and the name of the format, and the first input template would be this DS. So this DS contains database object name, database object library name, that is going to be the input object which we are going to, for which we are going to generate the DDL source. So let's say our object is located in the library ED class 1 and the object name is um, let's say DDS1. So we don't need to be worry about the sources. If in case there is no source available, we won't worry, because this API generates the source using the objects, not the source. So that's why we need input as database object name, database object library name, and database object type, database source file name, database source file library name. So these three things are not related with the input object. These three things are related with the output generated for that input object, that is the DDL source. So this tells which type of source you want, that is a table, a view, or index. So it is going to be table, view, or index in that case, or any other thing like function or procedures, that what you want to generate using this API. So in our case, we will be generating the view, indexes, and tables. So this could be a table, a view, or an index. This is the live source file name. So in the source file which we want to generate the source, this could be this one. If I want to provide, I can, if I want, I can provide uh, any other source file name and the source library name in which it is present. This is going to be the source member in which that file needs that that SQL source going to be generated. So this has to be present once we are going to call this API. So we need to create this member. So we can have another separate program which creates, or another separate set of logic which creates this source member first in that source physical file library, or which we are passing as an input to the this input to this DS. So basically this has to be present before we are going to call this API. Severity level is something which is going to, in case if we have this severe, up to this severity level, if we have error, and more than that, we are going to generate the errors in the generated DDL sources. The place option is 0, that is we are not going to replace the source which is present in the in this member, in this source file library, source file, or source file library. So we are not going to replace that, we are going to append. So in case if we have used one, which means we are going to replace that. Statement formatting options, we are not going to format any option by using the spaces or anything else. Date format is ISO. This could be anything else like MDY, DMY, EUR. So anything else it could be, but we are passing ISO here. Date separator is slash. We can use anything else. That's what are all data date separator available. We have date time format as ISO. We can pass any other value which could be applicable. Time form separator is colon. Here we are passing, you can pass any other value which is supported. Naming option could be system or SQL, so I'm passing sys. Decimal point could be dot or comma, so I'm passing dot here. Standards option is 0, means we are going to generate the SQL source for which is basically related with or supported by the DB2 for I. And if we pass 1 or 2, which is more than related to some other standards like ENSI or ISO, so we are not going to use that option. We are going to use the simple standards option which is supported by DB2 for I family. So that's 0 here. Drop option is 0, which means we are not going to generate the drop table or drop index or drop statement for dropping the views, or drop view, or dropping views, table, and indexes before creating them. So this is 0, this is not going to be 1. Message level we are not going to generate, so this is 0. Comment option is 1, which means we are going to generate the comments in the if there are any comments on the DDS or on that table. So we are going to generate that. Label option is something if in case there are any headings like column heading or text is available in the DDS or the DDL source, we are going to generate that as well using the label on clause in the DDL source. Header option is for generating the headers, which basically have the time, date, or the system relational database things. So these are all things which we are going to pass. So you can see the length of this is 583 for now. If you count it, let's say this is 258, and this is going to be 516 and 526, 536, 46, 56, and it's a 4 binary. So 60, 61, 62, 65, 66, 69, 70, 74, 3, 74, 75, 6 and 4, 80, 182, 83. So it's going to be 583 here, and here for DS it's going to be 508 and 12 and 4 again 16, 516. So now what we are going to do is we are going to call this API, and then we pass the first DS as an input template, that is SQLR0100 in our case, which we have defined above, and then we are passing the length of the input template. So length of input template is the size of that DS, as you can see, and we are then passing the input template format name, that is going to be SQLR0100 again, and then we are passing the error code, and then at last we are setting the last record indicator to on. So before that, what we are going to do is we are going to pass the object name. So let's say work object DDS1. We have this DDS object. Let's do DSP50 on DDS1. We have these field 1, field 2, field 3, field 4, field 5, field 6. So we are going to generate the DDL source for this object, which is in library this, and the object type would be let's say we are going to generate the table, and we are going to generate the this, which is in easy class 1. We are going to generate this in DDS to DDL2 source physical file, and library is this, let's say, and this is going to be DDS1A or DDL1, let's say G1 generated one. So let's save this, just compile this, so you can see this API PGM is compiled and the object is now created successfully. Let's debug this. So before calling, we need to have the source member, which we are going to have DDL1, DDLG1, and that's, let's say the type is SQL. Let's save it. So it's a blank uh, member, so we have no records at all. uh, let's call this API PGM. So the object name is this. We are going to generate a table, and the source member is this, and in this library we are going to call this API. Just wait for a minute. Let's see what are all things are passed. So you can see we are passing this information to the API DS input template. This is the length of the input template. This is the record. This is the format name, and this is the error code which is initialized like this. Let's call this. So after it is getting called, let's see the error code. So there is no error code generated, which means it works fine. So you can see DDLG1 is generated. So you can I mentioned that we have header option, so you can see the header is generated where version is there, the date is there, version, date and time, standard options, relational database name. So you can see the create table command is generated. For that, create table easy class 1 slash DDS1. Since we use system naming convention, so that's why we slash is used. This is an error, just severity level 10, which is saying that uh, the DDS file, which is used to generate the DDL source, has reuse delete star no. So this is just an information for us that the reuse delete was star no in the DDS, but once it is converted to DDL, the default for the uh, reuse delete option is star yes for the DDL tables, and default for DDS is star no. So field 1 is this, character 10, CCS ID this, not null, default blank. All these fields are generated. You can see decimal is also generated successfully, default values, and the primary key field was field 1. Record format is RDDS1. You can see label on table is generated, which is UDSPF, but there is no label or column heading or text is generated. Let's see what the source was for this. So for DDS1, we can see we have these fields. This was the primary key field, unique key field. So for this unique key purpose, the API generates a primary key. Let's see another DDS. Some few features are not supported, like for this I'm going to generate this one. We need to opt some other options to generate the constraint, which is currently we have not using in this API. We are not passing those options. So we have other things as well in the DS template. You can visit to the IBM website and just check out there, and you can pass that constraint generation option after that, and then you can generate those constraints. So I'm not going to give the example of this one. Let's have an example of DDS5 where we have the text. No, not. Let's have 6 1. We have text and column heading both. We have unique key. So we'll take this option. Let's call this. So the database object name would be DDS6. So let's change it in debug mode. This is going to be a table DDLG1. So this is going to be the file name. Work member PDM. Let's clear out everything so that otherwise it will get appended. Let's see what happened. So there is no error at all. let's see what happened. So DDS6 create table, this was generated. This is just an information severity 10 that reuse leads are no in DDS table. Field 1, field 2, and this is field 1 is the primary key. Record format is this. Label on table this. So you can see label on column this was generated. This is an you can say this is a column heading, and this is a text which is generated for the table. So this way you generated the table for the DDSPF thing. Let's change this. Let's clear this and save this. Let's take some another example. So this is going to be a key, means it's going to an LF which is keyed LF. So we are going to generate an index for this. So what we are going to do is just call this. So here database object name would be DDS8LF1 and database object type would be index, because we are going to generate the index for this source member which is an keyed LF. We are going to generate this in the same source member. Let's see what happened. So we can see the index is created, there is no error at all. Let's see. This is the header thing, create index this, format or number of dependent tables ignored. This is just CVT20 on. So create index this on this table, field 1 this, record format is this, label or index is this. You can see the indexes are generated with the errors what could be there. This was the 8 one. Now let's say this is going to be DDS8LF2. This is again a unique key index, and this is going to be a view. Let's generate there is nothing in this one. Let's call this again. Database object name going to be LF2, and we are going to generate an index. So type would be index. In this case, going to generate in the same source member. Error code is nothing, so just take fill from here. Let's see, create unique index. So this time a unique index is created, which is DDS8LF2 on this table, field 1 ascending. So this is going to be key, and record format name is this, label on index is this. Let's delete this. So let's say if I'm not deleting this, what happened in that case, the source member would get append, because in the replace option we use 0, so we are not going to replace this source member. So if I use replace 1, I'll show you both the things. So this is going to be a database object name, where I'm going to generate the view for this LF where no key was there, F11 F9. So let's say it's a view. So we have generated a table, an index, a unique index, now going to be a view. Let's see, so there is no error at all. work member pdm. So you can see this source is being appended again. You can see the headings, create view, this as select this from this table, you got format this label on this. So we have inherited the other things as well, that is the heading part and the text part and label on the table thing. So now if I going to just let's say if I going to name is GDSLF3, let's say it's going to be a view, and just take replace option as, let's change it to 1. Let's see what's the error code. So you can have a check for the error code here after at last, so that you can have notified any error to the user that your file is not converted, or you can say the source member the DDL source is not generated using the following object. So you can see now it's clear. So you have generated a new source member, and all the existing things, that is the create index or views earlier, was clear basically. So this way you can use this API QSQGN API to generate your DDL source using the objects of file type, whether it's an PF and LF, or even it's an DDL. Let me take an example of the DDL as well. Just call this API PGM shift F9 work PDM. Let me have some DDL1. So you can see DDL1 is there. Create this and this, all these things. Let's check the object of this, whether it's present or not. So it's there. Let's change it to DDL1. And it's going to be a table. So work member PDM. So here we have source, this source. So what I can do, I can have changed the replace option here, which is 0. Let's make it 1. So you can see there is no error. Just end debug first. So create table this field 1 cal10 and all these things. So you can see the DDL is generated for that source member, that object DDL1. So this way you can use this API to generate the source member, DDL source member, using the objects. Now you can have this template which can have multiple settings. So based upon these settings, the sources would get generated and be changed upon these settings. So what you can do, you can make your own utility out of this, just because that's not this API is not a foolproof. This API can generate error, or this API at some point uh, like if you have anything which is not supported through the API, or if you are passing some uh, wrong values to the template, so in that case the API can generate error. So what you can do is you can create your own things, your own command using this, and you can pass all these information based upon the user inputs, what user need. So based upon that you can make it a reusable thing to generate the DDL. You don't need to call this again and again, just you need to take some inputs from the user, and what you will do, you'll feed all those inputs. Like I feed this object name, library name, type, and all these things here. So you'll be feeding all the other informations which I'm hard coding here. So these things can be taken as an input from the user, and based upon the user input uh, we can generate a generic database DDL source out of an object. So that can make a sense. This makes a sense to create an utility for this, but we need to be aware of that. We need to take care of the things which are not supported by this API as well, because I cannot say that this will fully do everything correctly. This you need to test, and even me, I need to test all those things. But this API is very helpful for every one of us to let us understand what DDL source is, and how we can generate a DDL source of any database object, that is a DDSPF or an LF, whether keyed LF, whether non-keyed LF, or even with the tables, that SQL tables or the indexes or the views, whatever we have. Even this API goes further to create the functions or other things, or generating the constraints too, and every other things what SQL supports. So that's all in this video. Thank you and have a nice time.